Hi guys. Today I'm going to show you just how I do the wire on my wire trees from the bottom, starting at the bottom. So I've pre-cut pieces of, this is 20 gauge copper wire. Well, it's aluminum wire in copper colors. And it is, well, I'm doing this kind of sideways because my don't have a bone. This one is actually, they're 22 inches long. If you can see my lovely tape measure, can't find mine. 22 inches. It's hard to see that. But the way I measured for this one particular is I folded it in half and put it on my wire so that or my hoop, just so I could kind of see what I wanted left over, since it's not going to be a whole lot of twists and turns in this size ring. So I'm using a black ring, a hoop. It's a 6-inch, well, this is upside down, for y'all. 6-inch hoop. And we're just sitting on my porch. This is kind of my workshop, my work area. So I love to just look out and see. Just in case you're curious. I've got all kind of junk you see around me, beads. So for this particular wire tree, I'm going to be using a turquoise color beads that I have set aside here. They're actually not turquoise. These are called Wagnernite. Wagnerite chips. I got these at Hobby Lobby. So the aluminum wire is much easier to twist and bend, if you've noticed, and I like using the 20 gauge for the trees because they're pretty firm. And for this particular one, it's so much easier than doing the slip knots. I've tried those. They're much tougher to get right. So I just loop my cut through. I've already done 5 of these, and we're going to do 16 total. So I like to measure it out, make sure I've got it kind of even at the top there so that I'm right starting in the middle. Pinch it to where it's in the middle. And when you have it on your wire, I take the side, facing me to my right. I flip it around once, bring it all the way around, and then I bring it all the way around again, back through this hoop, and then I twist. So I start the same every one. I do the one closest to me, and I just push it over that way, and then I count to 7, twist, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I kind of make sure they're even. Another way some people like to judge it is by their thumb, by the length of their thumb for what they're going to do. But I can always make these longer, come back and twist more later if I want the roots to be bigger, or some of them bigger, some of them sideways, whatever. But let me show you that again. And since we're using the same color wire, sometimes I use different colors, and I'll split the wire and do, one half one color, one half the other color. That's kind of a neat variant. Again, measure it to here at the top is even, kind of, because when I cut my wires, sometimes I just fold them over to save them for later. And then I like to pinch it there so it's kind of even in the middle. I will wrap this side around. Now, if you notice, I did this one over here. It doesn't really matter which side you're doing, just as long as you remember to wrap both around, like in the middle. You wrap this side around, come back up, and then you wrap this side around and come back through. It actually, when you're done, leaves 3 little lines, so that it gives a little bit of space in between these roots here at the bottom. So just like I said, the wire that's closest to me, I put that over, and then I start my twists, and I'll push these out of the way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, I'm going to stop for a minute because you notice my fingernails look really rough. This is not dirt. This is stain. I was baking another project on my display stand, and I got stain stuck under my fingernails and in my fingernails, and it is just not coming off. So, there we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm doing 16 wires at 22 inches long, 20 gauge wire. So go back through, make sure it's even at the top. And then wrap one under and around, and the other one around, back under, pull back out. Kind of squeeze it together. You can use pliers, you can use your fingers. You can go back with pliers, like I will tighten them later with some pliers. The pliers, if you use these, if you have these soft tip pliers, they don't leave the dents in the wires as much when you're trying to straighten them out. If you need to twist more or adjust as you go, I do like those. Sometimes the ends where I've trimmed them or cut them to size, it's hard to get beads on the ends. If you see here this little loopy thing, because I bent my ends when I cut them, and then you just give it just a little swoop. Now, I do have ADHD, so I may get sidetracked a lot, and I don't mean to, but I just wanted to show you that because I will do that later after I have all my wires on here. So, as I said, when you're putting the wires on, it's not important which side you start with. You can go back and forth, you can go here to there, as long as you're not trying to cover anything. Some of the hoops that I've purchased have a little, you could see where they are welded together. You could see the weld. When that happens, I like to make sure that my roots down here cover that section, wherever that is. And we'll probably come across that on another video. So I just pull this one around here, loop it up. Pull this one around here. Oop, got caught on my towel. Loop it up. And I've got the towel here because sometimes I drop beads, I drop all kind of stuff. I'm quite a mess, as you will learn if you don't already know. All right, I twisted that one over. Now I'm going to do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I like to hold this while you're twisting, and then I twist it here. I hold this while I'm twisting. 5, 6, 7. Sometimes if you don't hold it while you're twisting it, you get all kind of different size twists and loops, and some are longer, and it's just a little crazy. You just kind of play with it and feel what works for you, because some of yours twist it tighter than I may, or not as tight, and that's okay. It's kind of what you like, or what you are used to or like to work with, and you will learn that as you go. I'm learning that as I go myself, but I've had several people ask me just to show them, and I learned watching videos of other people, and just kind of took some of those ideas and made them my own. Some of them I'm following right along with what I learned from just watching it, and I wish I could give credit. See how this one somehow it turned out at the end, one side is way longer than the other. I guess I didn't pay enough attention when I was straightening it up or holding it on. So I'm going to try to fix that now before I make my twist, so that when I get to the limbs later and start adding beads, I don't end up with one way longer than the other one. So I'm just kind of try to adjust it here at my base. There we go. I got a better, closer to the same length now. And then we're going to put it here. We're going to put the first one over. And then I don't count that as a twist when I just, the first one over. I start with that. I'll hold that on my ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll pull those out. Now I don't have these really tight right now so that I can slide them around and slide them out of the way. Once I finish, you can go back in and tighten them down so they don't slide on your hoop if you don't want to. But the main thing is just to make sure that they're centered once you get them all on here for your tree to be together, and then you can tighten them as you like. Or if you want to space them out a little bit, which I've done on some trees, you can space them out to make your tree roots, and we'll get to that in just a second. See, oh, and here's another one of those crooked hooks, because that's the way when I cut my wire, I kind of just flip it over back and forth and make sure that it's easier for me. But is it really? Because if I'm having to straighten them or flatten them or smooth them out, maybe it's more work than it's worth. Okay, so I've got that even. Now I'm trying to pull them even when I pull them around so that I don't get that uneven like I did on that last one, where at the end they're such a big difference. So hopefully, oh, this will be, yep, very close to even there. So we're going to kind of squish this together. Oh, the wind's blowing stuff around. It's going to storm here in a little bit. But I like working outside, and I don't have a workshop, so my husband, bless his heart, lets me leave my clutter all over the front porch right now until I get my little area I can work in. All right, so I've twisted the one that's closest to my chest over so they're all kind of uniform. And then I start 1, I'm holding here and here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. All right, try to hold it there so I don't get it crazy. And bring this one under. Oh, make sure when you're wrapping them around that you don't kind of twist them over each other like mine's going there, so that they'll lay flat until you get to the inside. And you tighten that down. I just kind of squish it together. Straighten it out a little bit. Make sure they're even. Move these out of the way. And then put this one over. Hold it here. Hold your work right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. All right. 4 more to do, for a total of 16. Scoop it on there, pinch it down a little bit, hold it. There we go. You see how this side is trying to twist over that way? So I'm going to pull it back because I want this side to start over here and not cross over yet. Pull it under and up. And this one next to it goes over, under and up. Same length. Squish them together. This side over. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, as you can see, I've been doing 7 twist on these, and they're not all exactly the same length. Some of them are a little tighter twists, which causes it to be shorter. Some of them are a little looser. You can see there, they look longer. And I'm not that picky. I think it kind of gives more character to the roots and the trees when they're a little different. So that's completely up to you, your choice in that, what you prefer. It's not going to make or break your tree. All right. Pinch that. Go under and up. Over and up. I did that one crazy too. They're not quite, they're not too bad though. All right, squish it together. The wire closest to me. I'm gonna go over this one. There we go. And twist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Last 2. Yay. Okay. This is so much easier to me than the trees that have the slip knots that when they start at the bottom, the roots start at the bottom. Some people like to do the slip knot, and I just cannot get those tight enough with my hands or fingers, or even using the aluminum wire that's much easier to bend. It just doesn't work, and I get frustrated, and so I just don't like it. You may like to do those better. I think this is just as pretty, if not prettier. Over. 1, 2, 3, oops. 4, 5, 6, 7. I keep wanting to say 6, 7. All the kids are saying that now. My daughter's an elementary school teacher, so I hear it from time to time when I go visit her room. Okay, last one. So, like I said, it doesn't matter if I want to add this on this side or on this side. Unless I'm trying to cover something up, it really, or using different colors, it really doesn't matter. So, over and up. And over, up. Roll them together, squish it. This side over. So have it started. Let's move these guys out of the way for a minute. There we go. All right, last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, for the fun part, we can look and we can decide if we want to do some of our roots higher or lower. I'm just kind of straightening them out here. Since we have 16 wires on here, you want to count 8 on each side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And believe me, count and double count, because sometimes you think you've split it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep, 6, 7, 8. All right, so that's 8 and 8. I have it in half. Now, what I would do here, what I like to do is twist it over. But when I go to twist that over, I realize that my roots aren't quite as long as I would like them to be, because I want this area a little bit wider. I don't want to, I can make this much smaller, squeeze it in and make smaller roots. But for this size tree, I'd like to have a little bit more of the root system. So I'm going to go back and twist these, give them another couple twists. I'm going to probably give them, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 twists. 4. I can do that. Oops. And you do want to, when you're retwisting or tightening, adding more twist, make sure you open it back up and kind of start at the base, because if I just were to twist like this, it's going to be sloppy and loose and not what you want. 3, 4. Kind of see if they're the same size. Yep, they're right. Those are good. I'm happy with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now your roots, how many twists at the bottom is going to depend on what size hoop you're using. If I were using a smaller circle, then I wouldn't want my roots to be this long. But I want my roots to come up about 1/3 of the tree, you know, where my trunk starts. I want that to be nice root system, because I like to see the trunk of the tree. All right, we're adding 4 more twists to the original 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll hold your work. See, I'm holding it here as I'm twisting. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is my halfway one. This is my 8th one, so I'll show you the difference. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so push these back together, and you can see the side that I have added to the height of those. And these over here on the edge, they're a little bit longer than the middle, and that's good because when they have a little bit further to go when I go to twist them than the ones in the center. The center really don't have to be as long because they're going to be in the middle, kind of covered up some. So all right, hold your work, untangle your work, untangle those, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe that was 3.5. That's okay. It's the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. This aluminum wire, y'all, I started with a stainless steel wire, and it was so hard to twist. I didn't understand how people made these trees. It was just painful. The aluminum wire is a game changer. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's beautiful. This is the first one I'm made with copper. 1, 2, 3. Well, see that big one? I twisted big there. It's different than the little. 4. I can twist that down and make them smaller again, but I'm not that picky. Now, these are the outer edges, so I do want 1, 2, 3, 4. I want those to at least be long enough to stretch. So this one, since it was tight at the beginning, I'm going to give a 5 too. And this one is smaller. So that's 7, and that's 7. But you see where I did tight twist on this? I'll move this away so you see. This one has tighter twists than this one. So it's a different length. They're both 7 twists. One is tight, one is loose. So that's your preference. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Last one. And we can do our roots, twist our roots. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, so now let's get them straightened back out. Untangle a little bit. Oh, I did my twisting, shop. Good. All right. Like I said, we don't have to cover anything up on this ring. This is a ring without a, can't really see where it's welded, so that's great. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 8, 8, and 8. 4, yep. So, oh, let me see. Did I just mess that up? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. So we'll put it back so we have this here. I like to kind of straighten them out a little bit before I go to twisting so that they don't get quite so tangled and are easier to work with for me. Okay, then I'm going to twist the first 8. I kind of pull over to the side this way. And then I'm going to kind of lap these over across them. I'm kind of getting an idea of what I want. Now, because I want my roots spread out, what I'm going to do is go ahead and just give a little bit of space in between some of these before I twist, just because I like I said, I like the base a little bit bigger on some trees. Ooh, look, I messed up on that one. There's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on these 2 instead of the 3 on the rest of them. I must have been planning that. I started that before I did today's, but you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm not even going to worry about it, and that's what's cool about every tree being different. Okay. So yeah, I like that a little bit. I can go back in and readjust these once I've twisted, and I can tighten them back up. So I have these like this. You're going to turn it over so that you can hold your work here. Position it to where you want to start your twist. A little bit of slack if you're planning on adjusting later. And kind of squeeze and pinch just a little bit. So it looks like this. Have the sides divided. And then I just give it a twist. Try to smooth that out a little bit. And just keep twisting. I twist since I'm going up lightly. And give it as much twist. I should have counted those, huh? Sorry. I'll go back and count them. Or you can count them. As you want your tree. I like my branches to start about halfway. But I also like my tree to have a curve. So now's the time where you kind of smush this down if you want. To have it curved. Or what you want your roots to do, which I'm not sure, but I do like to put my curve in my tree because I like curvy trees too. They look just kind of a little twisted. So my tree so far looks like this. Notice that these aren't perfectly smooth. Those pliers that I told you about that are really cool, I can go back in with these pliers now, holding my work, and let's see if I can do this so that you can see it. Twist around. It's gonna smooth that out. I'm not squeezing hard, just kind of twisting with. Supposed to be twisting with the grain of the root, the circle of the root, the wires. Yes, there we go. Now it's made it a little tighter. It's made it smoother. And you get to see it. I'm gonna flatten my roots back out though and make my curve back, but I am twisting them around this way. These are really, I know you can't hardly tell what I'm doing with these because I couldn't when people were saying, oh, I'm just smoothing this out. I couldn't tell what they were doing, but I could tell a difference that, oh, it is smoothed out more. So when I purchased these on Amazon, I started playing with them and was like, oh, they're easy. The difference with these and the other pliers is if I were doing this with other pliers, it would leave dents, it would leave marks, and with colored wire, it scrapes the color right off of it, even though you're not really, I'm not pressing hard, I'm just trying to get a smoother finish. And after I've done that, it looks like, yeah, I think I'm a little happy, maybe a little bit more curve for my tree, like so. Then comes the fun part. So I'm going to split both of these sides. There's 16 wires. So since I doubled them up, there's going to be 16 on each side now. So you're going to split it 8 and 8 on each of the single wires. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now look, when you're splitting, see how this little one down here kind of wants to go with the other guys on this side? So I'm going to switch him out for one of the other wires that wants to go back over here easier. There we go. And we'll put that one there so that they can be together. So now I should have 8 and 8. Double count, because I messed up on that several times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what I like to do is hold this because you're starting to lose your little tension you had here. I like to give this a twist. So I hold this part down, and I'm going to go ahead and give this just like 2 twists, little twist. I'm going to put this way for down, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. I'm going to split it 8 and 8, but when you're picking your 8, get the ones that want to go. See, some of them are closer together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, this one doesn't want to go. Let's go here. 6. These two look like they might want to go. 7 and 8. Let's look again and see if they all look like they're... Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any arguing going on. So we are going to get this kind of straighten out. Twist these around. 1, 2, 3. So there we go. We have what we will start making our tree with. The next step, we're going to make some branches. We'll go further with those. Actually, I guess I can go ahead and show you what I would do. Since we have 8 here, we're going to go ahead and do 4 and 4. And we'll do that all the way around. So make sure you have the 4 that want to be together. They want to be friends, cliques, groups, whatever you want to call them. Make sure those work. And then hold your work, and twist. 1, 2, 3. So I just kind of do that to see how far I want this branch to go out. But I'll go ahead and do all that all the way around. No, I want this branch to go a little bit further. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more twists. Yeah, I can always come back and untwist if I want. Because next thing I'm going to do is take these 4. I'm going to split those 4. And I'm going to hold my work. And I'm going to take the one that's closest to me, put it over that one, give it a couple twists, however many you like, 3, 4. Now now that you're at this stage, you can kind of see how far you want your branches. Some people like more branches, but that doesn't leave as much room for beads. This is going up the other direction. Where'd it go? Ah, look, my other 4 got up here. So let's twist these guys. Use guys. I'm from Georgia, so I say y'all a lot. But my husband's from Jersey, so he says use guys sometimes. All right, so over 1, 2. I just gave it 2 twists to kind of see how I like that there. And that's going to be pretty beads. And then I want to see if that's matching up, which I think it will match up nicely. And you're going to go around the tree doing the same thing. You're going to split this into 4 and 4. Make sure you hold your work. After you split these 4, make sure it's the 4 that want to go. Hold your work. Just give them a little twist to separate those. 1, 2. You can go as many or as few as you want, depending on what size branches you want. Just remember that you're going to have to split them again. So let's do, now that we have 4 and 4, we're going to take these 2. And the one closest to me I'm putting over. And I'm going to do 1, 2 twist. And then I see I might want a 3rd twist. 3. Okay, so for right now. And then these 4, definitely want, oopsie, that doesn't look right. If you tried to take 2 and 2, that's what I mean by if they don't go together. So we want to get these 2 guys together. Oh, nope, see, that back one doesn't want to go over with that tall one. So we're going to pull them apart and find the 2 that like to go together. There they are, right there. And the one that's closest to me, I'm going to put over top. And I'm going to give it a little 1, 2 twist. And I may come back in later and I can add more twists to make it higher, or to make the less beaded part, more branch part. But with this style, when I'm doing this, what I like to do a lot of times is, now I will just take these 2 strands and I will put beads on these strands, starting with the little beads at the bottom, and I'll bead them up, and then I'll twist it here and wrap it around there. And that will be for another video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like me and share and all that good stuff. Appreciate you. What now?